Hey, Chicago, what do you say? It's the CHGO Cubs pregame show presented by PointsBet. Use the promo code CHGO when you sign up to get 2 risk-free bets up to $2,000. Luke Stuckmeyer, Ryan Herrera, Cody Delmendo as the Cubs get ready to take on the Pirates. Hopefully not a game like last night where they gave JT Brubaker his first win of the season. Came in 0-7, and the Cubs lost. They gave up 12 runs to a Pirates team that's not that good, but now 2.5 games ahead of the Cubs in the standings.
Yeah.
That's where we're at.
I love how we start the game, or we're starting pregame just like ripping any kind of Band-Aid we had on right there,
Start
Luke.
positive. Start positive.
Just ripping it off and let's ride.
Well, it could get real negative today because it's boiling in the studio.
Oh, yeah.
And so when I get warm, I get angry.
Mm-hmm. Well, you got some cake pops still over there, Stucky. You might
Stay cool, yeah. I might have to hydrate during this show.
I think we have those freezy pops still in the freezer, too.
Ooh,
that's a great point.
The Skittle ones? Oh, man.
Yeah.
All the blue ones are gone. Or I think there were blue ones.
The grape one was the best one.
Mm-hmm. I've been eating the green ones or the red ones.
Some news before the game, by the way.
You don't say.
2 moves. The first was Eric Stout traded to the Pirates for cash, so he had 2 appearances with the Cubs. Kid from Glen Ellen. The second one actually struck out like 3 or 4 guys.
Yeah, no, he had a good second
left-hander.
appearance.
He's traded for cash, goes right to the Pirates AAA affiliate in Indianapolis, added to their 40-man. So good luck to him. I hope it works out for him. I was kind of hoping he would pass through and he'd be able to land back with the Cubs somehow. But glad he's going to get an opportunity from a team. The other move, Caleb Kilian optioned back to Iowa after a rough start. You know, we talked about the command. There was a lot of chat talk about, he's not ready. He's a bust. We've overvalued all the pitching. We've overvalued all the prospects. Kilian's going back to the minor leagues to work on some stuff. I'm a little surprised. I thought it'd be one more start, especially since they don't have Smiley, Miley, Stroman. It's not like there isn't a spot there for him to work on it at the major league level.
Yeah, I mean, first off, I got home last night after an 8-mile scooter ride home in perfect night Chicago weather. After thinking about Caleb Kilian the entire ride home and how, what does he got to do to fix this? And, I just tweeted, I think the overreaction's a little much here. And then my mentions proceeded to, there was a more mixture of, people need to calm down. It's just 3 starts. And then a mixture of, he's donezo. And I don't get it. It is what it is. But I guess I'm in the minority here in terms of, being upset about him going back to Iowa. And the only reason I'm in the minority is I think Ryan mentioned to him when we were sitting over there at our desks, or at the tables, whatever you want to call them, and
the boardroom.
We think that, perhaps Smiley or Miley or Stroman could be coming back before his next start.
Okay.
That's the only thing that kind of makes sense. And
all right,
again, they're going to put Miley and Smiley out there because they are potential trade pieces. At this point, I think you'll get more for Smiley because at least you've seen more from him.
Mm-hmm.
Miley, I don't even think he's made 5 starts. He can't stay on the field. It's frustrating because I think this team would be a lot better if he's been healthy all season. In terms of win-loss record, I think there'd be a few more wins in there at least. When he has pitched, he's been able to eat innings at least, and that's what a lot of the problems the Cubs have had this year. So he's been a major disappointment. I thought, at the very least, they would get really good value from him at the deadline, and it just doesn't feel like it. But if he can come back and give the Cubs 2 or 3 starts before the deadline and show that he's healthy, maybe a team will, give you something.
That's a perfect world if that happens.
It's a perfect world. So, again, I don't know, though. On the flip side, they could have kept Kilian and then just, DFA'd someone or just sent someone else down. I don't know. Personally, in a season like this, to me, I don't think it matters. I do think that he'll be up and will stay post-trade deadline. And just got to get there. That's just how I feel. I mean, I'm in a way I am with everyone. I think that, what's the point of sending him back down? On the other end, though, he's had 2 rough starts. I don't want his confidence to get shattered like you kind of mentioned last night, Luke.
Right.
So
Yeah, that's true.
Send him back to Iowa, see if he can, rebound and put together some good starts. He was doing very well in AAA this year before he made his major league debut. So, maybe it's something like that. Maybe they want him to work on his command. Maybe they want him to work on certain pitches. I don't know. We're on the outside looking in. I don't really know.
Yeah, so I know you mentioned it, but now that I think about it more, I don't know that this is like a move to activate Stroman and Miley or Smiley or whoever it is any close to imminent. I know that we've had some injury updates recently, but still no like timetable on those guys. I know Smiley's, it was May 30th, I think, was when he went on the IL. He kind of predicted like a month, so that would be towards the end of this month. So I don't know if that's that next start for Kilian, which probably would have been like Saturday or something like that, is going to be any of those guys coming back and pitching. I don't know that. I don't. Now that I think more about it, I don't know if that's it. But maybe there's a point where they want him to go down, work on some things, work on his control. Obviously, stay on a starter schedule. I could see them kind of bumping Alec Mills up to a spot start role until those other guys are ready to come back.
Thanks, brother.
So there you go. So it was a little bit of a surprise, but also, you realize that they're down to only 13 pitchers after Monday. Kilian would not have pitched again for another 4 days or so. I think this has obviously some to do with wanting to keep bullpen arms, in there and ready as they get towards the end of this 17 game and 17 day stretch. Mark Leiter Jr., however you feel about him, he provides a little bit of depth in that bullpen, and maybe he'll get a start. I don't know how that might work out, but I think this is all about Kilian kind of obviously keeping enough depth in the bullpen, but also getting Kilian, keeping him on a starter schedule, keeping him, giving him things to work on, tips, notes, whatever it is, so that he can go back down to AAA where he has had a lot of success this year.
And really good command. His whole career
exactly.
there.
And then he go down, work on whatever's bugging him, work on whatever issues popped up that they saw on video or whatever it is, data. And then, like Cody said, as if some rotation spots opened up at the trade deadline, like that's a perfect opportunity for him to kind of come back up and get more run in the rotation.
There's a great comment here, and I think where did I see it? Well, there's Katie saying my shirt's fantastic. I appreciate that, but
Joel's
Connor,
here.
8 miles on a scooter? Question mark?
It's an electric scooter. That thing goes 20 miles per hour, baby.
How was it? 100? Because my car said 102 coming in.
Yeah.
Coming in today, man, like it was hot. It was hot. The best part of the ride was the shade. The worst part was
The sun.
There's the sun, and there's a point when you're going down Halstead and you have to go over this bridge.
Yeah.
Holy shit!
Thought like you were on the sun.
Yeah, I felt like I was on the sun. But
What if you just put like a little fan that like right on the front and it just like is blowing constantly at you?
Oh,
I should.
Cody, I actually have one of those. I just got one. Yeah, it's a spray fan.
Okay.
Mister.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would have been a good idea.
I'll bring one in for you.
Okay.
I think that'd help.
Look at us.
Teamwork
I also
makes a dream work.
Well, we don't want to lose you on the way here.
Yeah, that's fair.
I mean, heat exhaustion's a real deal.
I like Joel's comment too. He says this team took a toll on Cody yesterday. His shoe game is not on point. Yeah, I've actually been wearing these a lot more lately because the Cubs are taking a toll on me, and it's like I'm not as focused. I'm like, I've been coming into the office a little late, and I'm like I'm a little scrambled at home, and I'm like, I got to get going, and I don't even tie these. I just slip my feet in and go.
Yeah, not only that, Joel, come on, like it's 102 out there. He could have been in a pool of sweat. His shoes could have been filled with water by the time he got here.
You don't want to ruin those J's.
You don't want that leather stretched out. You got to go with the old shoes.
When I ride the scooter though, and I'm rocking like any kind of Jordan 1, it's just like I just feel like people see me gliding down the road and they're like, that guy is a vibe.
That guy's a vibe. It's like somebody on a motorcycle or with one of the extra loud exhaust systems where they got to rev it when you get to the light so everybody looks over and sees them. That's you when you have your Jordans on the scooter.
Yeah.
We need to get you like a little clown horn, like a.
Well, there's like a little bell that like.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Like a little bicycle ring.
Yeah,
ching,
yeah,
ching.
yeah.
Yeah. Love that.
Very nice. That is a vibe.
Yeah.
I don't know what the vibe is, but it is some sort of vibe.
I think it's just summertime shy, baby. That's I think
Summertime
that's
shy.
what I'm representing. And I think that people that they're like in their car or the people walking in this heat and they're like, man, at least this guy's having a good time as
Yeah.
I pass them, and I'm like not really having a good time, especially today because of the heat. But
And we know you're not stopping at stop signs, so you're.
oh no,
I think they'd be feeling bad for you today. I don't know if they'd be jealous of your vibe today at 102 driving down.
yeah,
But
Yeah.
maybe not today, but most days
Yeah, when it's not blazing
when it's
hot,
not blazing
yeah.
hot. But again, with these gas prices, I will do whatever it takes to get here without
I mean,
driving
that's
my car.
that's the best part of what you've got going on.
Yeah.
The vibe part on 102 is mostly deodorant. That's the vibe. Get
I
deodorant.
put extra on today, baby.
Well, I said let's put Ryan in the middle just in case Cody forgot some. But he's good. He's been good. He came in. He smelled fresh. He didn't have to change shirts.
No.
Yeah, and then we got that portable air conditioner that Big Dave left us.
Oh yes,
That's gonna
that
come
came in
handy
the
today.
clutch.
Sweating
Came in the
over here.
clutch.
It'll come in handy today.
Yeah.
All right, so the lineup is out. We were looking at our Who You Got, which we'll get to later. And, VR's not in.
VR's not in.
So you got that
But
going
we get
for you.
Simmons. We get Simmons tonight. At least there'll
I-
be better defense there.
Right there, if you're watching on YouTube, that's what I'm thinking. Cubs lineup, I'm just hoping that the Squirrel reappears for this game, and I'm hoping it's not rabid because it was in the Cubs bullpen, and then we're really going to have ourselves a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't really get an update about the squirrel yesterday.
Yeah, don't they usually be like, the squirrel was found, it was released in
Yeah.
a park nearby. So either that squirrel was not found or that squirrel was found and is taken care of, not in a park, but
Yeah.
like in a plastic bag or something somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
it's not. There's only two outcomes, and only one of them's good for that squirrel.
Yeah.
Felt bad. The guy chasing it with a bucket. What was he
Well,
going to do with that?
I don't know. But I jumped into the Cubs bullpen, so I wonder is there someone in the bullpen that's like a notable squirrel hunter? I used to not
Oh, yeah,
hunt
there's a good
squirrels,
chance.
But like in one of my buddies in high school, he had a chimney, and squirrels would always like just fall down into the chimney, and you could just hear it. So we
Yeah.
would go over. I remember one time we had it, and we like put umbrellas and just stuff like around all like the hallways and stuff, trying to get it like to go out the front door. We like had a bunch of hockey sticks and stuff, and the thing like we opened the chimney, it ran out, and then it didn't go to the front door, which we had like created a path for. It went out to the back and like hid under a couch.
Like Christmas Vacation.
It hid under a couch, and we ended up like we were trying to get it out, like trying to like move it out. One of my friends went to behind the couch with a broom, shoved it out, and my friend just slap shotted the squirrel out out the
on.
back door. Out the back door, just slap shot it. It flew out the back door. It was good. It ran away, but we're like, this is a whole hour-long process of trying to get this squirrel out of the damn house.
This was
So,
college?
This was in high school.
Oh, high
This
school.
is like I was like 16 maybe.
I have
That
a
was-
college squirrel story.
Ooh.
Oh,
I had a roommate, and we paid $200 a month for an apartment in Valpo. You can imagine what it looked like. Very small, real shady, leaned side, like the shower leaned diagonally in the room, the refrigerator leaned diagonally, and you could see during the day squirrels would run across, like the fluorescent lights. We had like fluorescent lights with the plastic covers. You would see the squirrels get in the walls of the building and run across the ceiling, and they'd be having like a party up in our light fixtures. And so one morning after my roommate had done some heavy drinking the night before, around 4 a.m., the squirrel starts climbing up the walls behind his bed and then sliding down. And I just hear this, shut the wham. I go to check. He's got blood on his hand. There's a hole in the drywall and no more squirrel sounds.
oh,
The problem was that we had to get the squirrel out of the wall at
Oh,
some
my
point.
God.
That was another part of the story. But I believe that was a deceased squirrel. I don't remember the end of that story, but I do remember he had blood on his hand and it was not his.
see, ours was more. I was more humane with it. We just
Right,
got
this
the
was-
squirrel out. This was
Remember, this was not me. This was not me touching the squirrel. I let him live in the ceilings for months.
Did your friend? Did he end up becoming like a pest control?
I don't know
officer?
whatever
Like,
happened to him.
He probably would have been good at it.
Don't know whatever happened to
We
him.
were humane. We got the squirrel out. It ran away. It was good as far as I know. I didn't ask it later on if it was all right, but I think I think I could be a good squirrel.
See what Sean says. Valpo, Harvard of the Midwest. That's what I've been trying to tell you, Cody.
Nah. I disagree.
So
Maybe the Harvard of the Northwest Indiana or whatever it is. But
if they ever need a Valpo, Harvard, if they ever need a squirrel
Michiana,
hunter in
the
Pittsburgh,
Michiana
they can call
area.
me up.
So anyways, the lineup, we don't know if the Squirrel's going to come back. Simmons in at second, so at least better defense for Schwarmer, who's pitching, as opposed to what Kilian got. He didn't have the control, but he really kind of got screwed by poor defense by VR. So,
I guess if I have any complaints about this lineup, I can sit here and once again complain about Hayward. But this lineup is what it is. I kind of understand why Rivas is below Hayward and Simmons as like that secondary like leadoff guy. He had some nice contact last night. He's actually been swinging the bat pretty well since he came up for Schwindel, which is a positive sign. But at least the pitcher's right-handed tonight, so I guess Rossi can somewhat justify Hayward being in here. Whatever.
Western Illinois is not the Harvard of the Midwest.
No.
Now that we can agree on.
No one goes to
Western-
Macomb.
No.
Leathernecks are not the.
No.
You guys ever been to Macomb? Might be the worst town in Illinois.
My
Macomb, yeah.
friend had like a flight simulator on Xbox, and you could do like the Twitch streaming on it, and he would like fly us over Macomb, and it was like 3 buildings and then all like grass. Who would want to act? Because it was like a realistic flight simulator. It was actual like I don't know if they used Google like Maps or something like that to like plot out the actual land, but it looked how it actually looks in real life. I'm like, who wants to live here? There's like 3 buildings, 1 bar, and like all just flat plain land. I'm like, it's not. Fun.
Katie's asking if we have any updates on Schwindel. Have you heard anything, Ryan?
I've not heard anything on Schwindel. What was it? Saturday is when he went on the IL, something like that. Mm-hmm. In the last few days, I haven't gotten any update. It was like the same kind of injury that he had in spring training, which kind of set him back a little bit. I don't know that we have It could be just like a 10-day stint, and he's fine, good to go after that. So maybe like end of June, early July could be like a target date for him, but nothing as far as like how he's progressed in the last 3 days.
Got to get him back. The season's depending on it. Now it's like 17 in a row we're looking at. We're trying to win. Speaking of where we're at in the season, the All-Star game coming up soon. The All-Star voting it is in. We talked about Ian Happ yesterday. Is he an All-Star? And we all said he's not going to get voted in by the fans. So it's going to have to be later. And some of the fan voting, the first bunch of votes have come in now. Wilson Contreras leads National League catchers. 801,000 to Demote is 471 is the next best. So looks like Wilson's on his way to being the catcher, as he should be.
Yep.
Happ is 17th for outfielders.
Yeah, I was a
How
little
about that
surprised.
for disrespect?
I mean, we predicted that he wouldn't get like the fan vote, but I didn't think he'd be this far down.
17th.
Yeah.
No, I mean, you have Tyler O'Neill, who hasn't really played.
Harrison
been on the
Bader?
IL.
Are you kidding me? That guy has only played well against the Cubs this year.
I don't know. It was a weird, like, okay, when we talk about fan vote, and we said it, like Mookie Betts, Ronald Acuna, Juan Soto, like those guys have the fanfare across the league that would get them the votes. But yeah, there's a lot of names on there that I'm like, that if Ian Happ was just a bigger name across the league, he has the numbers to be ahead of them. I didn't think it would be to this extent. I thought maybe he'd be at least in the top 10 and like just miss out on the top 6. Right now, it's looking like he's just not even going to get close to that, and that does surprise me. I thought just the way he's played, he has earned more votes than that as far as like he has some of the best numbers among outfielders in the majors. Again, we talked about that he's probably not going to win a fan vote.
Yeah, but Cub fans need to pound the vote.
Being
right
17th is
at least like make it
me.
respectable. I mean, come on, Harrison Bader, Tyler O'Neill, who's not played this year because he's been hurt. I mean, are you kidding me? Are you really letting the BFIB be better than us? Like, come on. It's an absolute disgrace and embarrassment. I already said that about the organization. Don't let me say that about our fan base. Come on.
I think Pujols was third in voting.
Shout out Jock Peterson.
Was he?
Cubs legend. Yes.
Yeah.
Jock Peterson's having a great season.
Jock Peterson is having a really good year, and I think the whole Tommy Pham slap incident like, definitely got him a lot more, a lot more love around.
He's
the
got
league
the
too.
most votes for a guy that was slapped in the face at a major league ballpark.
There you go. Yeah, Albert Pujols is third as in DH
Third,
voting.
right? Yeah, Albert Pujols. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, but Tyler O'Neill has played. Well, he's played 45 games this year. He doesn't have the numbers that Ian Happ has, of course. But it's a fan vote, obviously, and we know that.
Yeah.
That fans
Never forget when the Royals fans voted like their entire team to start that one year. Was it 15?
It was a 15 when they won the World Series. I mean, Cubs fans voted, and was it 16? They had 8.
The entire infield were
the entire
Cubs.
infield was Cubs starters. They had 2 relievers. 08 too had 9 different Cubs
Yeah.
all stars. You can see it when fan vote kind of takes over. But
I don't have a problem with the fan vote, even if
No, I
it's
don't
not
either.
the right guys.
I don't either. I mean,
That's why I don't really care too much about who gets in.
It's
Well,
the
you
All-Star
voted.
game.
You voted all
I
Cubs.
did.
Yeah, you did.
I didn't vote all Cubs.
You
I
voted
mostly.
former Cubs.
I voted
Cubs
all
and former Cubs.
Yeah, I voted all former Cubs.
But it's the
Or Cubs
All-Star
legends,
game. You know,
Cubs
Mookie
killers.
Betts and Acuna, the stars of the league are going to be the guys that make the team. When it comes to the reserves, like we said yesterday, Ian Happ should definitely be squarely in that conversation as far as when the players vote. I think coaches vote too. When they vote and they look at the numbers, Ian Happ should be in that conversation. Yeah, I'm not. Ian Happ wasn't going to win a fan vote, but I did feel like he would be higher on the list because I think he is deserving of being in the conversation.
Yeah.
Cody, what are you betting on? I'm betting on Sweat tonight.
Oh.
Sweat in the studio.
Sweat in the studio is at -1,000. I wish you could bet it on PointsBet, but if you want me to be your bookie, perhaps, I don't know. You can figure that out.
No, I've got my own PointsBet account.
Oh, okay. I on CHGO Bets Daily, I said the pain parlay is back. Maybe I'm willing the Cubs to a win at this point. I don't know what I'm doing, but I can't bet the Cubs. I think I might be done betting the Cubs for the year. So I'm just leave it at that. But anyway, I made all my bets tonight on PointsBet, my favorite app. It's the best way to support CHGO. And if you download the PointsBet app and use code CHGO when you sign up, you do that right now, you get 2 risk-free bets up to $2,000. That is not it, folks. If you make a $50 or more first-time deposit, receive a free CHGO membership, which unlocks all of our web content, stuff that Ryan's writing, Jared's writing, Brendan's writing, everyone else at CHGO is writing. And you even get a free shirt of your choice from the CHGO locker, like all of the new merch that we just dropped yesterday. Skyline shirt, the Hey Chicago, What Do You Say shirt. If you're a Sox fan being a troll in the comments, they even have a White Sox shirt. It's great stuff. So do all that, all for making more than a $50 first-time deposit at PointsBet. If you have any questions, you can email pointsbet@allchgo.com, and we'll help you out. You're home for live in-play betting. Just got even better. See an edge in the game you're watching? Is your favorite team primed for a comeback? When the Cubs have a lead, you know the tweet, what's your favorite part of the score lead? You could slam against the Cubs because they've been blowing leads all year. You get whoever they're playing at plus money. I'm not saying it to just say it. It's been a popular thing. You can do that on PointsBet. Don't just watch the game, bet along with it live. More live betting, more live markets, and faster live cash outs. Follow along with your bets the moment they hit and stay in the live action all game long. Download the PointsBet app right now and use promo code CHGO. So what are you waiting for? It's time to elevate your live betting game. Once the game starts, don't just bet. Live your bet life with PointsBet. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-GAMBLER for crisis counseling and referral services.
Very nicely done.
Thank you.
Did you guys see the photo of the day on Twitter?
Kyle Farnsworth?
Yeah. I mean, if you haven't seen it, we're going to show it on the YouTube channel, but if you haven't seen it and you get home and you're looking for it, you've got to Google it. Kyle Farnsworth tweeting out a photo of himself. He says, rare gym bathroom photo or something like that. First of all, I have never, ever taken a photo that I have tweeted in a bathroom or in a gym. Have you ever tweeted from the gym? Like showing yourself like, look at how swole I got in the gym today.
Not a picture.
Not a picture like what we're seeing from Kyle Farnsworth, but sometimes I like to show people what I wear at the gym, like a shirt or something.
Okay.
I've done that before.
Yeah. All right.
But
that's not this, though. This is, I mean, he looks like the Incredible Hulk.
It just doesn't look healthy.
No, he's going for a bodybuilding competition,
insane.
and
His
somebody
legs
said
are insane.
that doesn't look right. He's like, oh, it won't last. Like it's just for now. It's not healthy to be like this. No, of course it's not.
Yeah. Well,
Like
hey,
you can
so
see every vein in his body coming through his skin.
Mike Dubs says he's more jacked than Soriano. I kind of want to rank them. If like we got a
Farnsworth,
Farnsworth, Soriano, Luke.
Yes,
How's
yes,
it
I'm
go?
third. I'm
What's
third
our
on
order?
that list. I'm third on that
Sure?
list.
But
I'm
you also
aware.
you are also older than them.
I
so-
would
I'm
say-
older, and as I pointed out, I do it naturally.
Yeah.
The Farns is not
Yeah.
doing that
What,
naturally.
what is it naturally? It's cake pops,
It's cake pops, it's cupcakes, it's
ice cream.
toast with a little butter on it in the morning, and also a little bit of Owen.
A little bit of Owen.
Some Owen and some athletic greens.
I would confirm that Luke Stuckmeyer is at male peak performance.
Yeah.
So suck it, Farnsworth and
yeah,
Soriano.
I mean,
Luke has the lean mass.
that's right. That's right.
He's all natural.
For my age group, I'm probably better off than the Farns. For clean. If you check and clean. Like think of the era that he played in. Is there a chance he wasn't clean as a player? Maybe. Is there a chance he's not clean as a bodybuilder? Yes.
Yeah. He's a walking billboard
Wow.
for steroids, baby.
And I probably shouldn't say that because this is a public forum and he could come after me, but like, holy cow. I mean, he really looks like Bruce Banner turning into the Incredible Hulk.
Yeah. Well, we definitely know that Paul Wilson's definitely at home shook right now. He's like, holy shit. This guy
Other than Robin Ventura getting beat up by Nolan Ryan, that is the next
slam.
best fight. It's the third best fight in Major League Baseball. It's the body slam. The second one is Pedro Martinez shoving the late Don Zimmer down when he's like 68 years old.
He's older than that.
Yeah.
He just kind of shoves
I
him
thought
aside
the
with
Derek
one hand.
Lee, Chris Young one was good
Pretty
for
good.
for a more modern era.
It was
you know?
good.
That was a good
The
one.
body
What about-
slam was amazing.
What
Yeah.
about Barrett punching Brzezinski? Is it
I
better
mean,
than
yeah,
that?
that's a good one too.
You're right. Yeah, you're right.
Maybe
That's
we
top
should-
5 for
we
sure.
should maybe power rank them.
That sounds like an off-season podcast.
Yeah, there you go.
We're gonna have to save some of these ideas.
Snake draft?
Our guy Jay Zawoski, Soriano has the elusive fat-ripped body.
Yeah, that's what you
Yeah.
want, man. When you're
does.
46
Hot dad
years
summer,
old, and
baby.
your dad.
It's he's got a little helium, a little balloon action going, but he's still the mass is there.
Yeah.
He just doesn't have the veins coming through. Like,
Yeah.
jeez.
Yeah.
I don't know what to even say about that. All right, so who do you got tonight? I went with Contreras. I got to win. I'm still stuck on 5.
Yeah. I went with Hap because I went with VR yesterday, so I'm just trying to, bounce back from being an embarrassment to this podcast. And because it's either Contreras, Hap, or Morel these days.
Yeah.
So
Nah, I went Morel. He's still a good player, man. He struck out a few times lately, but I think he's due. I think he's due for a leadoff first pitch home run.
there you go.
Yeah, it's been like 2 weeks since he did that.
Yeah. Against Baltimore.
No, I don't know,
Yeah.
but I think Morel should have a good day today. He's still, top of the order. He's still progressing. So
And again, a lot of these pitchers, I mean, they have the scouting report, but he hasn't faced them. They haven't faced him. Like, I'm with you. Listen, Morel is like one of the few things we have that are carrying us through the season, man. Like, this guy's 22 years old, can play all over the field.
Mike Dubs is going Morel. Dubs is going Morel as well.
Mike, that was my man.
The more I think about it, fat ripped might be a good look for me someday.
I hope
Like
to be
Soriano
there.
Jay. That seems like #goals.
I hope I can get there one day.
I love Joel's comment.
When I have kids, that's the goal.
He says, I got Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior, to take us through this
3 hour
3-hour journey.
Joel, I just hope it's a 3-hour journey.
Or less.
Yeah.
Or less.
That rain almost killed me on the spot
Oh my
last night.
God.
When the
Yeah,
rain,
Luke
the rain
almost
started in the
fell
6th
into the
inning and they were
couch.
down by 12 or whatever. That was almost it.
It's like,
Started having, grabby pains. Like it was
unreal.
rough.
Oh, God.
All right, thanks for checking out the CHGO Cubs pregame show presented by PointsBet. We'll be back here after the game, hopefully in less than 3 hours
Yeah.
for that hour-long postgame. Hope you'll join us to break down what is hopefully a fly the W Cubs win. We'll see you then.